Hello everybody, this is Corestar J, and I'm very proud to bring to you the very first Trivia Squared challenge. It's time to get your trivia on. We do things a little bit different here in Trivia Squared, so sit back for a bit and let me explain how things work. There are 10 questions in this challenge, and each one has multiple correct answers. The trick to this quiz is to pick the least obvious answer. You can either score 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points, depending on how well you answer the question. This is judged by me. Don't like it? Well, that's not my problem. You'll only have 20 seconds or so to answer each question, so you need to be pretty quick. Once the 20 seconds is up, the answers will appear, and they'll either be scored 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. You need to give yourself a score before the next question comes up. Remember, you can pause the video. The topic for today's challenge is my home country and the home to 25 million other global citizens, Australia. It will cover all sorts of topics, from movies and music, TV, people and places. So, how about we get started? Question 1. Can you name any of the towns or cities of Australia, the significant urban areas, with a population over 100,000 people? Time's ticking. So, how'd you go? Did you find it tricky? Let's check the answers. Well, obviously all the capital cities are only worth 1 point. 2 or 3 for the rest. Most notably, Bendigo, my hometown. 3 points for that one. Question 2. I want you to name one of Australia's top 10 rated shows of 2020. These are shows that were showed regularly throughout the year, not one-offs like the AFL Grand Final. Your 20 seconds starts now. Are you sure that's your final answer? You can't think of another one? Alright. And here come the answers. Well, for this one, the news dominated. There was plenty of news programs from 7 and 9. For the rest, I just went with what I thought were the most popular based on my own feelings. I had never watched Death in Paradise, so I wasn't sure about that one. I didn't even know much about it, so I chose that for 3 points. For question 3, I want you to name one of the 20 most common surnames in Australia. Let me tell you that they're pretty Anglo. The countdown has begun. I really hope that you haven't put down Jones or Smith. Come on, you can do better than that. I'm a little bit devastated that my own surname wasn't there, but well, let's have a look at this list. Well, Smith and Jones, blah blah blah. Brown, Wilson, Taylor, 1 point. Really not much else there. The only slightly maybe name that is not anglicised is really Lee. Maybe that's connected to some of our Asian friends who have migrated over the years to Australia. There you go. For question 4, I want you to name one of Australia's 10 largest national parks. Now this one's a bit tricky. Most of them I'd never heard of. So see how you go with this one. Time starts now. I myself would have only scored 1 point for this one, I'm pretty sure. Well, let's check out the answers for this one. Kakadu, that would have been my my answer, but there's some other ones there that I do know, like Kosciuszko. There's a couple others that I've never visited. Hopefully I will get to one day. Obviously not right now, as we're all in lockdown, but there you go. Number 5 is a music question. Can you name any Australian artist that has had a #1 single on the US Billboard charts? Off you go. Tick, tick, tock. Down goes the clock. Well, there are a few of them. Not as many as I thought. 1 point for the Bee Gees and Olivia Newton-John. They're pretty big artists all over the world. Helen Reddy with I Am Woman and a couple of other singles. Savage Garden had 2. Men at Work had 2. All the rest only had 1. Most recently, the Kid Leroy. I'm not sure if I said that right, but there you go. I've never really heard of him before. So I hope that you're doing well so far. We're halfway through. And now we're up to question 6. Do you know one of the 10 highest grossing Australian films at the Aussie box office? So any of those 10 films. There's some obvious ones. Let's go. Bit of a surprising fact here. Mad Max Fury Road is not one of them. So if you've got that, quickly change it. Now let's take a look at the answers for this one. Crocodile Dundee obviously is a 1-pointer. Babe and Happy Feet, they're pretty big kids films that we've all seen many times. Australia, 2 points. I saw it. I thought it was alright, but it's often forgotten about. And then we've got Crocodile Dundee 2 as well. And then Strictly Boring. Of course, Strictly Boring, a 3-pointer. I'll give that one for the 3 points. So on to number 7, and it's a sports question. Australia loves its sport. Can you name an Australian athlete who has won more than 5 medals at the Olympics? Okay, more than 5 medals. That doesn't just mean gold, it means they've combined their gold, silver and bronze to win more than 5, which is an amazing effort. Off you go. A little clue, One sport has been very good to Australia over the years at the Olympics. I bet you can think of which one that is. So as you can imagine, there are a lot of swimmers on the list, both present and past champions. Emma McKeon for her heroic efforts at the recent Olympics. Ian Thorpe, obviously, and Dawn Fraser, very popular. Then we've got a lot of swimmers there: Jones, Campbell, Trickett and Hackett. And finally, we've got an athlete in track and field athlete, Shirley Strickland, and Andrew Hoy, who's won many medals in equestrian as well. Good job to them all. Good job to you if you got a 3-pointer. So here's a bit of politics for number 8. It's also surprisingly tricky to get a 3-pointer for this one. Name any of the current Australian premiers or chief ministers of a territory. Okay, so anyone who's currently the premier or chief minister. Off you go. And slightly different scoring for this one. You'll only get 1 point for your premier or chief minister. Even if they're a 3-pointer down the track in the scoring, you'll only get 1 point. So if you live in South Australia, you'll get 1 point for your South Australian Premier, or Northern Territory, you'll get 1 point for your Northern Territory Chief Minister. Okay, so keep that in mind. So as stated, you'll get 1 point for your home territory or state's leader. Dan Andrews and Gladys Berejiklian, wherever you live in Australia, you should know them. They're 1-pointers. I've put the territory leaders and the Tasmanian Premier as 3-pointers because I didn't know who they were. And I'm assuming most people don't unless you live there. But yes, there you go. So here's one for the puppy lovers. Question 9. As of 2020, which dog breeds are the most popular in Australia? So if you love your puppies, you should be able to get a good one for this one. Clock has started. Just letting you know, greyhounds aren't one, even though people like going watching greyhound racing. It isn't one of the breeds that people own the most at home. So keep that in mind. And woof, that question is over. Here are the answers. I have 2 cavoodles, so I've put cavoodle as number 1 because they are the most popular dog in Australia. I've pretty much gone down the order. So French Bulldogs, Kelpie and Labradoodle were down at 8, 9 and 10. So there you go for that one. And now for the lucky last question, number 10. Can you name an Australian TV icon that has won the Gold Logie for most popular TV personality more than just one time? There wasn't any Logies last year. I don't think there'll be Logies this year. Maybe they've gone the way of the dodo. But anyway, can you name any of the TV personalities that have won the Logie, the Gold Logie, more than once? I don't know about you, but I've always thought that they should change the name of the Logies. It's not a nice word. I think they can come up with a better one. I know it's got history and prestige behind it, but I think they should come up with a new award for our television stars. So there are some true icons on this list. Here we go. Graham Kennedy, Bert Newton, Ray Martin, Lisa McKinnon. I remember her winning at heaps back in the 90s, early 2000s. And then a couple of people we've forgotten about at 3 points: Maggie Tabara, Gerard Kennedy, who I've never heard of, and Denise Drysdale, who I remember from Hey Hey It's Saturday. So how'd you go? It's time to add up your scores, and let's have a look at the scoring chart that I have created. 0 to 10, well, really, come on. Did you try? Have you been paying attention to anything in your life outside of, I don't know, what's right in front of you? I don't know. 0 to 10, I doubt anyone got that, but I'll put it there. We've got 10 to 15. Again, I'm not really too impressed by that, but maybe for you, you're proud, so good on you if you are. 15 to 20, very good, not too bad. You've done well. You've got a few ones, obviously a few twos, maybe a 3. 20 to 25, yeah, I reckon that's probably where I'd be aiming for. I think it shows that you know your stuff. You're a good, quick thinker. You think on your feet. You write down quickly. 25 to 29. That's pretty amazing. You either got really lucky or you just are a gun. So well done to you if you got that. 30. 3 points for everything. To me, that seems really unlikely. I won't use the C word, although it's been on the screen. Yeah, hopefully no one has, but if you got it legitimately, I'm blown away. You've done amazingly well. So I hope you've had fun. Thank you so much for participating in the first Trivia Squared quiz. I had fun putting it together. Look out for the next one. There will be more. Next one I think I'm going to do about music. I love music, so hope you do too. Enjoy. Thank you.